Hello everyone, welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. This is a different formatted video. It's going to be a different thing I'm going to try on the channel. After every Bayern Munich match day, we'll talk about what went right or what went wrong 24 hours after the match, because it gives me and all of you an opportunity, a chance to rethink your opinions. So, basically, obviously this is the first time I'm doing this, so we'll obviously be upgrading how it looks, but here we start with just the match ratings from yesterday. I gave Neuer an 8 because he was superb, and I stand by that 8. Pavard and Boateng. I thought Boateng did not deserve the 6 just after a lot of different opinions, and it's not because of those opinions that made me change. I would give Boateng a 7 because he did play well. Here was my point, right? They were attacking his side. They were also attacking us in general. So he did well. He kept a clean sheet, Boateng, and I'd love to keep him here for an extra 10 years. Yes, he should continue doing that. Yeah. I mean, it's the little moments, isn't it? This is what football's about. I could only think about that one moment where he slipped and used his arm. Let's be honest, if that's against us in the Champions League or in a big game like that and we're losing 1-0, you would all lose your freaking minds, and I don't want you to deny that. If you deny that, you're deluded. You would lose your mind if that wasn't a penalty given for us. So don't freaking come at me for saying that's a penalty, because it is. You can't just fall on the floor and use your arm. That's a goal scoring chance. Whatever. That's not what the point of this video is. But he played well, so he gets a 7. So does Alaba. Alaba did play well. And Davies, I'm going to give Davies a 9. Because no one else got a 0.5. So we'll just give him a straight up 9 because he was superb. You know, his performance was up there. For me, I was only thinking about, okay, the passing was off. Davies' passing, he probably had a 5% passing accuracy in terms of actually progressive passes. It wasn't good enough from him in terms of the consistency that we know him for. So that's something that he'll want to improve. But it wasn't good enough. Kimmich and Goretzka obviously held the midfield down, and they keep their ratings. I gave our entire attack 4s, and that's not changing. I gave Hansi Flick a 4 as well, and that's not changing. My thing with Hansi Flick was, it's not about the tactics. I don't care. It's about the tiredness. You could tell our players look tired. They look like players that came back after not playing for 2 months and are now getting played too much. You have 5 substitutions you can use. I think we only used like 2 yesterday, which is very abysmal. I mean, we were 1-0 up, so I can almost agree on that. But, I mean, you look at different situations. I just think that we should have made use of the 5 substitutions on Saturday when we played Eintracht Frankfurt, because we were 5-2 actually. We won that 5-2. So maybe at 4 or 3-2, you just bring off a few players, knowing that you can trust the players on the pitch to continue to perform and win us the game. And we did win the game, and I'm just kind of disappointed that some players didn't get rested. But substitutes, they all got straight 5s. No one cares about our subs. No one really deserves anything other than that. No sub came on and just dominated the game, right? But here's what went right for us. Let's get to the topic of the video. I think our attacking was a bit dry, right? We didn't carve Dortmund open as we usually do in terms of creating chances. I don't want us to carve them open and score 10 goals. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, creating a chance where if Lewandowski didn't score, I can go and say, oh, but you got 2 chances here at this minute. You should have scored that one. You should have scored that one. We never really did that. Gnabry had a goal line clearance, which was just some scrappy play in the box, but somehow it ended up with him, and he almost scored. And that's one thing with Serge Gnabry. He always scams a goal to get himself back in form. You'll see. Versus Dusseldorf, I think Lewandowski will score 2. Serge will score 1. Coman might scam an assist from a terrible cross. Muller will play well, and then our attacking will be back, and then we can really look at that, because our attacking has to be fluid for the next 3 weeks. Because guess who we're playing? Dusseldorf, bang, and then it's Leverkusen and Mönchengladbach back to back. It's gonna be tough, so we have to really make sure that we turn up for those games. But if we don't turn up, they're gonna eat us alive. Mönchengladbach and Leverkusen, 2 teams that we've lost to this season, and it's them. Actually, I think we lost 3 games. How many games have we lost? I don't know. I don't remember. But it's going to be an interesting match, interesting few weeks coming up here. But I think we did just controlled Dortmund a bit better, right? We stifled them a little bit. Because the thing is with your strikers is there is such a thing as an overindulgence of the ball in the final third. A lot of teams can have too much of the ball in the final third. I've seen Manchester United do this, where you just have so much of the ball where it's like you don't do anything with it. You just pass it around and move. That's the final third. People forget is pretty much the opposition half, right next to, close to their edge, their 18-yard box. That's the final third. It could be the wide areas. That's a final third entry, right? That's considered. It's not just the penalty box. That's not just the only final third. The pitch is split up, right? There's the halfway, and then you enter. That's up the field, and then the final third is where a lot of the magic happens, especially in that middle department, right? A lot of teams can have possession there. We stifled Dortmund. We let them just pass the ball around, and they tried to isolate their fullbacks and have a lot of space for Hakimi and Guerrero, but we did well to stifle the middle, and therefore they had no crossing options. And when they did get crosses in, which they did on a couple of occasions, Alaba did very well a lot of the times to cut these crosses out. I remember now, there was so many opportunities where maybe it was like a really lasered cross, and I was like, oh, this could be a goal, this could be a scruffy clearance, and we concede something crazy or stupid from this. But Alaba did very well. I don't remember Boateng doing it as much, but Alaba was on top of his game. He was very sharp, reading the crosses, constantly clearing them. Because what they tried to do is their wingers, Hazard and Brandt, they tucked inside. That naturally means Davies and Pavard are going to be inside more. And that meant space for Hakimi and also Guerrero, which for us is a bit weird because obviously our wingers will be pressing them high. So Dortmund did very well to build through our pressing. I felt they didn't really use their center as much. They used Hakimi a lot because he's their fastest, and he's basically their Alphonso Davies, except he's not Davies. Davies, and I thought it was an equal battle between Davies and Hakimi. It was just Davies had that extra bit of quality, an extra bit of help from his teammate. Hakimi did not. That's the difference between Bayern and Dortmund. So I thought we did extremely well to stifle Dortmund's attack and to keep them doing the exact same thing, which, like one smart person who's not me said, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and repeating yourself and expecting different results, that's the definition of insanity. So we made Dortmund insane, the little hippie little weirdos. So very, very good though overall. I saw this game as a huge positive going into it. The way we played was positive. Now, I was talking to myself. I was also talking about it on the match reaction. I'm not in the business of, oh, we should only be winning 10-0. That's not my point. My point is PSG's watching this. Man City's watching this. Real Madrid is watching this. Juventus, Lyon, anyone that's in the Champions League, that's Leipzig even. They're all watching Bayern play Dortmund. What I want is an absolute slaughterhouse. They know that how Dortmund, they watch Dortmund play Wolfsburg, they watch Dortmund play Schalke, and now they watch a real team play Dortmund and dismantle them. I want that message out to the rest of Europe, which it kind of was from Kimmich. Another amazing freaking goal. I didn't recognize this on the watch along, or even the reaction for the match, which you can check out. It's on the channel. I didn't realize this. Kimmich has so many clutch goals. Against Spurs, he scored the first goal for us to equalize in the 15th minute, a little bit of over 4 minutes after they'd scored. So that just changes the tempo of the game. That changes the conversation. It's no longer can Spurs score second, it's can Bayern capitalize and score. And we did. Lewandowski scoring right before halftime, which demoralizes Spurs. Thiago comes on, we dominate the game even further and score 7, and they only score an extra 1. That's how we win that game. And then you look at it, Real Madrid in 2018, Kimmich scored 2 goals, I think. He scored in those 2 games. I also remember this. Stuttgart, Niko Kovac. I think Kimmich scored a goal. A volley outside the box. No, was it Stuttgart or Mainz? I don't remember who. But it was an important goal because I think we didn't... I don't know. But Kimmich scores important goals. He does. It's just from him, just this little moment in his head. It's like he sees something that no one else does, and he just goes for it. And that's a player that... Who would have thought Kimmich would be the one scoring bangers for us against Dortmund? Because if we draw that game, all of a sudden, the title race is even more open. All of a sudden, Bayern Munich dropped 2 points. So did Dortmund, which means Leipzig, if they won today, which they didn't, they lost against Hertha Berlin. But if any other teams capitalize, all of a sudden the title race is extremely open. All of a sudden, the Mönchengladbach game and the Leverkusen games mean a lot more. I see us even losing against Leverkusen and Mönchengladbach, because I can see the team definitely going, we've already kind of done it, let's relax, and we concede or something. But we're kind of coming into that point where Bayern, we've shown ourselves in Europe. See, here's the thing, a lot of people haven't really mentioned this. Bayern will play Chelsea in the Champions League on whenever it returns. We'll play Chelsea. We're already 3-0 up. This is kind of great for us because we don't need to. We will have a match to prepare for the actual matches. Because assuming we're through, which we are, 3 away goals, Chelsea would have to win 4-0 against us at the Allianz. That's a next level piece of crap. I don't want that, right? We don't want that. If that happens, I'm deleting this channel. If we don't get past Chelsea, I'm deleting this channel. I say that a lot, don't I? But I keep thinking about it. It's like if you play Chelsea, let's say we draw to Chelsea. Chelsea just turn up because they've had more games. They've prepared more. The Premier League will end in around July time, where Bayern will play their last game, hopefully the DFB Pokal final. But around that time, everything ends, right? The Premier League ends, La Liga ends, Serie A ends, Ligue 1 doesn't go on, right? None of the other leagues, but they don't matter because no one cares about PSG anyways. Lyon is the only other team in Ligue 1 still in the Champions League, and we all know Juventus are going to get through them anyways, or Piemonte Casio or something like that. They're going to get through. So, all of a sudden, if we play Chelsea, we know what level we have to be at because Chelsea, they're more fit. They're probably in a Premier League title, or they probably got top 4 in the Premier League. They want to be in the Champions League. They want to go show themselves out and be prideful. So we'll keep that level. So hopefully that's the case. How much have I been talking about here? But 12 minutes, that's amazing. But then if we go on and play PSG, hopefully we get a tough PSG team. Because I don't want a situation where we only beat a team because they haven't been playing. You know what I mean? That's my point. But I'm so excited though. Legit, I'm genuinely ready for whatever's to come. If or not the Champions League returns in August, how it returns. If it's a one-game format, we're done for. Bayern's done for because we don't do well on one leg. We do well over 2 legs. We can lose on one leg 2-0 and we'll go slap you up 4-0 in our stadium. That's what we like doing. I don't trust Bayern to play one leg and be cool. And I don't think UEFA is going to do that. People think they actually will. UEFA want as many games as possible. They do. They want money, right? If you have Bayern playing Real Madrid twice, you make double the money than them just playing them once on one big game. If you have Bayern Munich playing Atletico Madrid twice, it's more interesting. It's more fun. If it's just one game, that's like an FA Cup game then. That's just a cup, normal cup. Champions League is so cool because of the away goal. That nice scam goal, right? But one cup tournament or one cup game format, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. It makes it so. What if Lewandowski, he has a long, 7 goals to go to be in the top 3 of Champions League all-time scorers, which he'll get if we get to the final. He's going to score 7-10 goals in the final against Man City, or even Leipzig are available to get in the final. But you're looking at that, and also I'm thinking about these players. It's like, I'm sure there's no way they can slip up. Our players. Now we're 7 points clear at the top. Leipzig drew today to Hertha Berlin, which is crazy. Berlin looking very, very dangerous. I think hopefully they become a very tough competitor in the Bundesliga. That's good for all of us. People think us Bayern fans are sitting here going, oh yeah, we love winning the league every year with no challenge. Well, we're not sitting here actually doing that. We actually want these teams to get better because it pushes us to get better. It pushes us to get better players, which is better for all of us. People, are you this stupid? Come on. If every team is good if 5 teams consistently challenge for the title or are in the title race, even 3 teams just outside of Dortmund, 3 teams are genuinely challengers, have the quality to do it, and are in the Champions League, Europa League, and are thrashing other teams in Europe. That's fantastic for the league, man. But here's another decade, right? It's very important. I mean, look, the coronavirus. Hope, I mean, hopefully fans return in the stadium next season. I hope they do. The Germans, the Bavaria, so Bayern's area. That's where Bayern's from. Bavaria, Bayern. I don't even know what the relation with Bavaria and Bayern is. There's no correlation with. I mean, they just have the BA, don't they? But they banned all sporting with people or more than 100 or 500 or whatever for up until September. So, I mean, we could get into next season and next year, 2021, and that's where we could see fans in the stadiums. And that sounds like a long time, man. Hell no. Legit, it is a long time, but it's, I don't know. And there's also talks, I mean, not talks, it's happening. There's going to be a vaccine for this crap. And around September, it'll be ready. So this company, pharmaceutical company, has basically made a vaccine. They've worked on a vaccine, and there have been positive trials for testing, etc. So that's very good news for everyone, not just, I mean, for us football fans, it's amazing because that means that, okay, the coronavirus is pretty much over. I mean, it's not over. I think there'll probably be a spike because winter, but this is summer, so I mean, yeah, just because the weather is better does not mean the virus is over. But then it's harder for the virus to survive in hotter environments. Every single virus always suffers in the summer and comes back in the winter. So thankfully, in an odd way, there's a vaccine coming out, which should be made cheap, man. It should be cheap, which could mass testing, I don't know, on people before it happens. But they've been a couple hundred people in Australia, I think, that have actually gone and tested for it, and it has helped, and they're showing positive signs of recovery. So, yeah. Thanks, China. We know none of us would be in this if it wasn't for you. But thank you, everyone, so much for watching this. I thought it was a good game versus Dortmund. I thought it was amazing. We'll do more of these, but thank you all so much for 500 subscribers. The video for the 500 subscribers giveaway will be going up tomorrow. So it will be a short video. It won't be long, and I'll just ask you to do one thing in the video, and that's how you'll be entered to do for the 500 subscriber giveaway. So look out for that tomorrow. And then on the live show tomorrow, the news show that we do every single day at around 11 a.m. my time, whatever time it is, 8 hours ahead in Germany. So it'll be like 6 p.m. for some of you, or actually be 9 p.m., whatever time it is. So with that in mind, just make sure you do what I ask, and then on the live thing, I'll set it up beforehand, and then we'll get the winner on the same day that you entered the giveaway. So hopefully that works, because I don't want any influxes of people. I don't want to say, oh, this giveaway is open for a week. It's just a Bayern. It's gonna be Bayern fans too. You can't be a fan of any other club, because this is a Bayern Munich fan channel. I want to give out to other Bayern fans who've helped, because the majority of people watching are Bayern fans. But thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia san mia, and peace.